Hello and welcome, everybody. It's time, once again, to talk some sports with you and us here on the Sconny Scoreboard weekly Wisconsin sports podcast, your home for Wisconsin sports. My name is Jason Streubel, as you can see. I'm here with the always wonderful Ben Hallett. How are you this evening?
Good, Jason. How are you doing, sir?
Pretty well, I suppose, all things considered. Got outside a little bit, did the thing. It's late April, the 30th to be exact. May's almost here. That's when the good weather starts. Saw a little bit of it today.
Gonna have rain next couple days, so good you got out today.
Yes, sir. So let's see. We got a lot of sports to talk about today. Actually, we're gonna get into the NFL draft that just happened. We're gonna get into, let's see, the Bucks and their season come and gone. We've got the Milwaukee Admirals killing it. We're gonna get into that a little bit, and then of course the Brewers still trucking along in their season. So plenty of sports to talk about, at least for this week, with the NBA still on the roster. But let's not get. We usually just try to get into that nasty stuff right away. Let's not do that. We just had an NFL draft.
Change it up.
Yeah, we just had an NFL draft. Let's get into that before we get into anything else. It just happened in our home state here in Green Bay, showing hundreds upon hundreds of thousands of people all over the place.
600,000 to be exact.
Crazy. Yeah, just nuts. And I didn't go up there. That's not my kind of scene to be with that many people, but
Same.
It was a big event for the community. I heard somebody on the radio flexing that it was some kind of like they had some caller. They were like, "Yeah, I bet the other NFC North foes are just like, oh, Green Bay just getting their flowers with their stupid stadium and all their Super Bowls and whatever." Maybe this will make the Lions and Vikings and Bears hate the Packers more. I don't know. But
I don't know. The Lions GM was already talking trash. Like, well, we had 275,000 people for our opening night, and Green Bay only had 205. And I'm like,
oh my
sure,
God,
guys,
really?
We'll give you that. You can have that one, and then we'll take the 13 championships that we have. But you can have that one. We'll give you that. So petty.
Oh my God. Unbelievable. Yeah. So let's take a look at what actually happened. Yes. Within the draft. It was a beautiful event by all accounts. And
really cool.
I think, not like the sexiest draft ever. Matthew Golden, that's a sexy pick with him falling down. Get a tackle in the second round at NC State, Anthony Belton. Get another wideout in the third round. Savion Williams.
Oh, yeah.
And that body type of the type they need. 6'4", 222. Nice big dude. Grades well. It looked like
Asante Samuel is what they say. That's what his body is. That's what kind of player he is. So big guy, fast. Matthew Golden's going to be that a fly guy, but this guy is just going to be that big stud, in that slot you can put in or on the outside. So, yeah, I was surprised they took two in the first 3 rounds, but it made sense when I started looking into Savion Williams. Savion Williams, I'm sorry.
I feel like they were actually eyeing up a Will Johnson, but
they were.
I don't think. I also. Well, he actually fell past them, I think.
I I thought right before the second round he was taken, but I can't remember. It's been too many
No, I mean
days.
in the first round, like they were kind of eyeing
Oh,
him, but
sure.
then Matthew Golden
But
falls to him,
people
and they're
thought
like,
it.
"Oh,
Yeah,
well, we'll just take him then."
yeah, yes. That was a really cool moment in Green Bay when that happened. Just because it's a hometown pick, and they went nuts. And he looks like he's gonna be really good. But he I just hope that he can help us with that Christian Watson not being around next year. Like that's the whole reason why he's here. So I think he's if he can produce like he did at Houston and Texas, he'll be just fine here. It was the first. I was going to tell you this, Jason. When I was watching the draft, this was the first year that I noticed, and I know this probably happened last year too. But like when they show the highlights of people, it's like 2020 NC State, 2021 Missouri, 2022 Illinois, and I'm like, what the hell?
Right?
Like, have some loyalty, guys. Like I know NL's paying you and whatnot, but this is out of control. Like you're playing in 4 different divisions and you're all over the place. Like it's great. You're talented, but what's going on? Like is this how
Right?
the NFL's gonna be? I don't want to be here. I'm gonna leave in 1 year. It's not gonna happen. So
I had a similar
very weird.
moment when Dylan Gabriel got drafted, and I'm
Hmm.
like, "Oh yeah, that guy. Where did he play?" And it was like 4 different schools, and I only remembered him playing for like his third school. I'm like, "Oh, he played for someone after Oklahoma." Yeah,
Yeah, Oregon.
it's so hard to track. Yeah, exactly. I was
Yeah,
like,
Bo
"Oh
Nix
yeah, that
left and
happened."
took in the Bo Nix. So it's just like yeah, they're everywhere. It's crazy.
And that's hard to follow. But that said,
Yeah.
just that's a different conversation, right? The whole
Yes,
NIL
true.
and transfer portal.
Yeah, we've had plenty of that on other podcasts, and maybe this one too. I don't remember, but yeah, we've
Oh
talked
yeah,
enough about that, and it'll come up again.
oh
So
yeah, definitely. But Matthew Golden, what a pick! Just I did not think he would just. I know that
we talked about
he was
that
the guy, but
last week, and you asked, and I was like, yes. If he's there, do you take him? Yes. Like you gotta.
yeah, because I
And
think the thing I was looking at was mocking him to the Chargers right before, and I'm like, that'd be a
yes,
great pick for the Chargers, honestly.
hmm
But if they don't want him, Packers will take him.
we'll take him.
And then
Good.
offensive lineman's never a bad idea.
No, especially when
So
some of your top like Rasheed Walker and Zach Tom are entering their final years of their contracts, so you never know that one of those guys could walk, and that's going to be a good fill-in. And Anthony Belton looks like a really good offensive tackle. So
6'6", 336. Like that guy that's a big dude. Even for offensive linemen, that's big. So
yeah,
if they can get him trained up and coached up, he's going to be pancaking a lot of guys. And then third round back to that Savion Williams. What a pickup! I think he kind of fell, honestly, in my opinion. I thought he could have went higher, and just based on his body type, yeah, 6'4", 222. Those guys don't grow on trees. There were a handful. There were a couple guys in the second round, but
yeah.
and I figured the Packers would go for one of those. But if they get Matt Golden, you don't need to. And then this guy, you pick him up in the third. Fancy stuff, and then
The fourth round pick is going to be, I feel like, a sleeper, sneaky pick.
yeah,
I think this guy is going to be something. I think he
Bryant
fell
and
way too
Barron.
far. Baron Sorrell, yep.
Baron Sorrell, 6'3", 256, edge rusher out of Texas. Texas had a pretty good year, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, did you hear about his story about the draft as well?
Mm-mm.
So again, fourth round, he knew he wasn't going on day one, or day two maybe. I'm not 100% sure, but he flew Green Bay in on Wednesday and stayed in a hotel until he got drafted, and then ran on the field at Lambeau in front of all the fans, and they loved him, and he was so like graceful or gracious and like respectful and just seems like an all around awesome dude. And he wanted to be where if he got drafted there was amazing. He just wanted to be in Green Bay for the draft, but then he gets drafted to the Packers, and then he gets to do that. I just think it's awesome. Like
That is
uh,
awesome.
and he just seems like a down to earth guy, and he just loves the opportunity. So I just have a feeling that he's going to be not playing with a chip on his shoulder, but he is just proud to be here, and he's going to show it.
And one thing I think everybody can agree on is the Packers fans love the players who like being here. Like,
Yeah.
and I think it's more intense here than it is in a lot of other places. Like, sure, everybody loves their home players, but Packer fans are very appreciative of players who appreciate Green Bay. They just are.
Yeah.
So when a guy does something like that, yeah, you're good, man. You're in. You're going to be able to play in Green Bay probably as long as you want. Or as long as the team will have you. Hope you play well, otherwise they might just cut you. Who knows?
You never know. But yeah, just a great start, though.
Oh, yeah, a great start. We'll see how far that goes.
Yeah.
5th round, pick up a linebacker. You got to get them, right? They are set, kind of, but it never hurts to have depth, honestly.
Yeah, and he's on the edge, too, so hopefully, he can provide some pressure on the quarterback because that's what we're lacking. So,
defensive tackle in the 6th round, Warren Brinson, out of Georgia. Kind of big for a defensive tackle. Big for a defensive tackle. Tall for a defensive tackle. 6'5", 315. But should still...
He's 6'5" and 315. He's kind of a lean 6'5", too, if you think about it. So,
yeah, right? So, yeah. That's so weird to say.
We're not making any sense right now, folks, but we'll get back on it. But no, yeah, like you said, he's just kind of more of a lanky, if you want to even say it. Like, he's not So I think that's what's going to really help him is that just to get off the line. And again, he's that Georgia defense. A lot of Georgia defensive guys the last like 3 or 4 years have been just flying out of there, and they've been all pretty much successful in the NFL. So I honestly see that, and I'm like, that's great. Like, he's probably going to be pretty decent, and he knows there's going to be plenty of other Georgia guys on our team already with Quay Walker and Devontae Wyatt. So
and it's his versatility is noted here, which is something Packers love to have, guys who can play multiple positions on the line. So, and at 6'5", he could you could slide him outside on plays, definitely. Micah Robinson, cornerback in the 7th round. They wait till the 7th round to get their cornerback. I'm sure a lot of people had a lot of things to say about that, but hey, man, you can't draft everybody in the 1st round. Micah Robinson out of Tulane. Wow, it doesn't even list his. Must not have been. We played at Furman for 4 years and Tulane for 1, so he was like a mid-major guy. Okay.
FCS. Yep.
Gotcha. Light with short arms, but quick and runs well. Light with short arms, that's not really a Packer prototype kind of thing. They like those taller, leaner cornerbacks, but we'll see. It's a 7th round pick, that they got in a trade. So we'll see.
I mean, Carrington Valentine's been pretty good as a 7th round pick. So
you can definitely get value, especially on the defense. In the later rounds, definitely, because a lot of that's so system related. And then later on in the 7th round, pick 34, compensatory selection, John Williams, offensive tackle out of Cincinnati, 6'4", 332, another big dude. Inconsistency is noted, but hey, at the 7th round, you want to you'll live with inconsistency in the 7th round if you can see potential. Right.
Yep. Correct.
Because if you're a consistent
line,
right.
You need all the line you can get.
You always need a more offensive line. I don't care what team you are. Eagles. They always need offensive line. Doesn't matter.
Everybody. Yeah.
So I think a very good a very good draft.
Yeah.
You, having that edge rusher, yes, we needed yes, the Packers needed an edge rusher, of course. Linebacker right after that. I mean, I hope that was best guy available kind of situation because I would have liked to see something secondary related there, before the 7th round. I mean, man, you're losing guys, and Jair is basically gone now. I know that those rumors are picking up now.
Well, the rumor today was that he's thinking about staying now. So
Oh,
it's
is
back and
that what it
forth.
is now? Okay.
And it literally, I guess they're both like the GM and him are talking. That's literally because when you talked about that 7th round CB, I was going to bring up like, well, now I hear that Jair might be staying. So if that happens, then and he stays healthy and he plays, then we don't need another one. I think we just need those edge rushers. We need people to get to the quarterback, and I think our secondary will be fine. Honestly, it's just they can't be running around for 5 to 7 seconds every play and being called bad.
Right.
Everyone's
fair.
gonna be bad.
That's fair.
So
That's very fair.
that's what it needs. You got to get to the quarterback. We can't get to the quarterback right now still. So hopefully these guys can help and then get get that Rashard Gary into the quarterback. Maybe get that Lucas Van Ness. This is the year to kind of make that second push, prove to us that you can rush the quarterback consistently. So that's the thing. I think that's why we got that second linebacker edge guy after Sorrell, because we need those guys to rush the quarterback, because that has been the biggest problem right now in our defense.
That's true. Yeah, you can take a lot of pressure off of your secondary with the pass rush. That's fair. Fix one first. I like that. I like that. I like that. So, do you think they did that? It sounds like you think they did. Or at least they took the
as
right
well as you can,
steps on the way there.
Yeah, as well as they could have. You got offensive line, which you need, and then you got every other piece that again, like you said, it would have been nice to maybe get a corner in that 5th round or something, but they didn't, and they took an edge guy, and I think they did as best as they could with what was available.
Yeah, and with the 2 wide receivers, they clearly are like, okay, we understand that we have a problem with our wide receiver room. We will fix it. So what do? Okay, yeah, I mean, would it been enough if they say get Will Johnson in the 1st round and then they get maybe that guy out of Iowa State we were looking at in the 2nd round as a wide receiver, and then sure, get the same guy in the 3rd round. I don't know. I almost said I think that would be better, but like I think Matthew Golden's going to be like good. I don't know if he's going to be great, but he could be like a Randall Cobb type, like a guy with like a lot of possession receiver ability, and a guy who could potentially play for a long time too. And Packers love that kind of thing. The city loves that kind of thing. The fans love that kind of thing. So if he can embrace that like his teammate did when he got drafted, this could really work out for the Packers offense and kind of fix something that's been going on. Maybe stop Romeo Doubs from acting so crazy sometimes. Yeah, kind of shore that whole thing up.
A concussion problem now, so that's another reason I think why they got 2 receivers is that you just don't know. Like unfortunately almost prone to them. After you get your first one, and it's just.
Yeah, and that's unfortunate because, like, as frankly as mid as Romeo Doubs looked most of the time, I think we talked about this over the season. Like, he makes plays. Like, he'll just out of nowhere just be like, bam, touchdown. Like, whoa, where did that come from? Like, who that guy did it? The guy who, like, gets the dropsies sometimes, and, like, the guy doesn't seem like he's that good. So, but still, you need playmakers on your team, even if all the guy does is catch touchdowns.
Yeah, for sure. I was going to bring up one other thing, Jason. I don't know if you saw the Packers. I think it's a pretty good signing because it's just we didn't have to pay anything for him. But do you remember Isaiah Simmons a couple of years ago? Clemson linebacker.
No.
He was drafted eighth overall by the Cardinals in 2020.
Oh, okay. No, I don't remember that.
Okay. I thought he was going to be pretty good because that's like when Clemson was like hot, like I remember those teams because, they were winning everything. But he played for the Cardinals and the Giants and he just wasn't really good, but he combine and everything looks great. Well, we just got him yesterday
Okay.
for nothing. So I thought it's one of those things like we talk about like Hardman, the right receiver we signed. Like I think he can produce for us. And we gave we cost us nothing. So this is one of those things. I'm hoping he's in the right situation now. Like you played for the Cardinals and the Giants your whole career. It's not very, very good winning atmospheres, obviously. But coming to Green Bay, championship winning atmosphere. I'm hoping that maybe this could be another stepping stone that he could be good. And again, someone else that can rush the passer, like I've been saying so much. So yeah, I just wanted to bring that up because I was like, he had all rookie honors his first year, but then just hasn't produced, and I just don't know if it's because he can't or it's because of the situation he's in. So, welcome Simmons, let's do this.
Yeah, and that sounds like they are kind of like as you said. Let's fix the pass rush. We know we have a secondary problem. We know we have a pass rush problem. Let's fix the pass rush and then wait and see on the secondary. Maybe they'll be able to hold their own. So yeah, overall a good draft. I liked it. I thought they addressed needs, even though could have addressed some a little harder. It's not like they ignored anything, right? And it's not like they just seemed like they wasted picks at all on just something that didn't matter. So that's good. We like that.
Yes.
And the Packers, they typically do not sexy picks, not sexy drafts, but solid. We'll see on a lot of these guys.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that's the draft. We got to do it.
Yeah, we got to say goodbye.
Yeah. The Milwaukee Bucks.
To one of our favorite teams. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Milwaukee Bucks lost 4-1 in their series against the Indiana Pacers, losing to the Fighting Halliburtons.
Yeah, plenty to talk about with all that stuff, Jason. So
yeah, and they didn't look particularly good doing it either, to be quite honest with you.
So I think last game we talked, they were down 0-2.
Yeah.
So again, game 3, we kind of called it like that was almost a winner go home for us. And Dame came out, and they all just dominated. I think putting Gary Trent Jr. in that starting lineup was the right thing to do, and he showed that he should have been in there in game 3 because they dominated pretty much that whole time. Him and Giannis had 37 points each. And I know I brought up a million times. Giannis has 30-some points, and then no one else is even in double figures, And here we got 2 37-point scorers. And I was like, holy crap, this is how it needs to be. GT2, we need him. Like that, maybe that's the part that we were missing. I know we had him in the starting lineup to begin the season, and he was still coming back from injury and whatnot, and he wasn't just hitting stuff. But oh my God, that game went off 9 3-pointers. Yeah, it was amazing. And again, I just thought, okay, we have a spark. And Dame was key because he had 2 steals later in the game. He was playing more defense than shooting because his shot wasn't obviously there like it was earlier in the year. So, but yeah, they came out and won. So 2-1 after that, and I was like, here we go. We have a shot. We have another home game in a couple days. And then we all know what happens in game 4.
We sure
which
do.
I think just took all the wind out of everything. It just threw the whole game off for the Bucks when Dame went down. And Liddy was sitting with Kate watching the game, and when he fell down like that, I went Achilles.
Yeah.
Because that's how it looks when you fall. No one's around you, non-contact. So, which that's what it was, unfortunately. And after that, they could just never recover. The Pacers took over that game, and down 3-1, and thinking that's it. That's gonna be the end of it. But then, of course, Game 5, we could have won. We could still be in this right now, Jason. Dominated out of the gate, 13-0 start.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much had to lead until the fourth, and then there was, back and forth. Then, of course, the tie, and we went overtime, and I did not like that at all because it just took all the momentum away from us. And then, but Gary Trent Jr. again. 3, And it was I had a note here, the tale of two Gary Trent Jr.'s. That's what happened in that game. Because, again, he was, he had some points in the beginning of the game, and then he had 12 in the fourth quarter, 12 in overtime, I think, at that point. So, again, he had, 32 points at the end of it. But I say the bad is because the last two possessions, or the last two times he touched the ball, he turned it over, which did cost us the game, unfortunately. So
yeah, because he's not that guy. Here's the thing, though. Like you said that you kind of alluded to what I was about to say. Like he was this strong first quarter, strong fourth quarter, and overtime. He ultimately is 12 for 25. Okay, that's all right if you're a shooter. But 8 for 17 from 3, which is like, okay, that's like 45%. 17 threes, bro. Like, you're not that guy. You're not that guy. I'm sorry. I know you scored 33 and you scored 37 the night before, but like, and then the two turnover, like.
Oh, you scored 32 the night before. It was you went 37 in game 3, 32 in game 4, 33 in game 5. So.
And I get it, but like, and I guess who else do you give the ball? Giannis? Not really, not in that situation. You want him to get the ball ultimately, but not where, you wouldn't have him have the ball right there. And so having Dame out, but like, I don't know, I know he struggled in game 4, but put Pat Connaughton in for that. Have him run that. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. I love me some Pat Connaughton. He just needs more play time because he plays hard. I don't know
if you'll see him as the Buck anymore, though. We'll see. We'll see what happens with that, unfortunately.
And I'm glad you said that because, I mean, now that we've taken a look at the games and, like, it's just the Bucks supporting cast just isn't enough. We're Lopez and Portis are 3 years older than they were, and the supporting cast just wasn't as good. Isn't good enough, and
you come in, with injury every time too. You're not going to win. We haven't had a full strength health team since 2021.
Yeah,
since we won it all.
Yeah,
and that's the problem. But I do have a couple stats here I want to read off because
okay, perfect.
We are done. Real quick too, John Halliburton, you're an asshole. Anyways, let's move on. That's literally one of my notes. So we talked about this last week about Giannis staying, leaving. We don't know, whatever. We'll have to see. Giannis is a different kind of person, so I think we'll see what happens down the road. Kind of dodged the question in his press conference last night, which, again, smart. I talk about it after a loss. But I found this stat, and it's very disturbing. Well, one, really quick, last night he went 30, 20, 13. The guy can't do more than that.
Yeah.
You can't do more than that. He's doing everything. So You got that with Giannis. So the last 10 playoff games that Giannis has played in, so played a game in, he scored 30 points or more in all of them. And then he's gone 1-9.
That's just
1-9 out of 10. Like
that makes me hurt.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
When I found that out, I was like, wait a minute, what? Like, and yeah, it's true. Like, of course, 1-9 in the last 10 playoff games he's played in, and again, he's scoring 30 or more points. He's doing everything he needs to do. So again, he's not going to be around if there's no one around him. And now that Dame is going to be out all the next season, it sounds like. What the fuck are they going to do? You know what I mean? Like, we have no draft picks. We have no Dame. We have a Giannis Antetokounmpo that's worth something and could get a bunch of draft picks for players. And I don't want that. Don't get me wrong. I don't. But I don't know what the front office is going to do. John Horst just got an extension, so he's going to be running it again. And he's had his ups and downs on roster changes and coaching and GM and other moves and whatnot. But what's going to happen? It's kind of scary, honestly.
Yeah. It's one of those things. I think it's time. Like, I don't think Giannis wants to leave, and I don't think the Bucks want Giannis to leave. But unless Giannis is like going to take some kind of wild, crazy pay cut to bring in but like, even then, who do you bring in? Jrue Holiday ain't coming back. That'd be great. That'd be great. It would be cool. Oh yeah, it would be cool if the Bucks still had Jrue Holiday.
Yes.
I don't know how you win a championship and then trade that. Whatever.
I wish that it honestly could have been a Chris Middleton, Damian Lillard trade, and it could package some other people with Middleton too, because again, we got rid of the cornerstone of their championship it's Giannis, but he's 1A, but 1B was Jrue Holiday. And we were hoping Dame would come in that way, but again, there's been injury. There's just it hasn't happened, so it just sucks. And again, we're getting a year older. He's missing a whole nother year of basketball, but he's going to be a whole year older also. Yep. So
he's 34 already.
I mean, you're probably not going to see your Brook Lopez's anymore. Because again, he played 8 minutes in this last game. They went Bobby Portis or Jericho Sims at the center position, and that's it, pretty much. So I don't think we're going to see him anymore. So there will be some young coming in, but who's that going to be? I don't know. I don't know who's going to come in and make an impact. And again, for drafting, I haven't looked at what picks we have this year, but it's either one or nothing. Because they're all traded away for a while.
Let me actually take a look at that. Bucks future draft picks. They have a round 2 pick this year.
Okay.
Let's see. They have a round 1. Oh, and that one's from Detroit. It's not even their own. They have their own first round pick next year.
Oh, they do?
Yeah. Oh, but the Pelicans have the right to swap its first round pick for Milwaukee's first round pick. So if the Pelicans have a lower seed next year, they're going to swap. Whatever. It's a first round pick. Hey, it's the Pelicans. They're probably not going to want to have to swap it because they're terrible.
Yeah.
But, they've got a second round pick from Utah. Yeah, they've got 1 pick per draft for the next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years. And 1, 2, 3 of those are second round picks. Most of them aren't their own. And the ones they do own, half of those other people have rights to. So, yeah, it's not like they don't have anything, but they don't have much. They don't have much. Like, if they were to package their drafts, their picks in with a trade, they would be done. They would run out. Like, that'd be it.
Yeah.
They're one draft away, one crazy trade away from having no draft for the next foreseeable future. Which
that could happen too.
That's what teams are doing now. That's how they're getting around these luxury curtains or whatever the hell they're called.
Tax.
Yeah, the taxes and like
Luxury
the
tax.
second apron and whatever it's called. Because it has tiers now, and the further are you up, the higher you. It's costs more to have a basketball team these days, basically. And although I guess look at it this way, that Brook Lopez contract is over after this year. There's $23 million off the cap. And that's pretty much it. I mean, Gary Trent Jr., Taurean Prince, and Jericho Sims are up for new contracts, but they're all only making $6 million together combined. So
Gary Trent Jr. is going to get paid, so
and
might not be by us.
I was just
get some money.
I was just gonna say, maybe not the Bucks.
Probably not. Unless Dame has a lot of influence. So I know he's not playing, but Dame does have a lot of, I feel like, influence with Gary Trent Jr. He got him to Milwaukee. You never know.
Yeah, and he is only 26, so he's got some life in him. If they can get him, if they can keep him around for $2 million, yeah, okay, sure, you give him a roster spot for that. Yeah. But like, how much more is he going to be asking for? Is he going to be asking for Brook Lopez money? I don't think Bucks are going to pay him $20 million. I mean, unless
I will ask that, but I don't think we're not giving him that.
No. And then you've got Taurean Prince, 31 years old. Sure, if you want to keep making league or veteran minimum or whatever, I'm sure that's fine. He was a pretty good shooter. If he wasn't very clutch, he was a good shooter.
Yeah.
And then Jericho Sims, I think that's a guy you hang on to for cheap because he's 26, but he's still a project and he's physically gifted, so you can still work with that.
He's shown he shows signs of it this year, for sure. So
I think you got a guy like Ryan Rollins, $500,000.
Yeah, you keep him around.
Yeah, he's 22.
He's always improving. So,
so that's all that's coming off. Anybody else you have to cut and take some juice to get rid of, or you have to trade somehow. And man, just looking at some of these contracts, like Bobby Portis at $12.5 million, $13.5 million for next year, that seems reasonable, right? But then you see Kyle Kuzma is $22 million next year. And you're like, that doesn't seem like a very good value at all. I feel like
I'm sorry, but who wants him?
No, well, but that's just
anybody.
What I was gonna.
Does anybody have their hand up and wants him? That's what I'm asking. I'm literally asking because I just don't think he fits at all with the Bucks. Sorry, he doesn't. Like the last couple games, watching him, I'm just like, you are most of the time. Like if you're going to the hole or going to the basket, you're out of control freight train. You're running blindly. You're either turning it over, getting an offensive foul. It just doesn't look. It doesn't fit with what we're doing, unfortunately. And he probably will be here next year, and I hope he maybe just gels with the team, in the off season, and more, and that kind of helps not have these sporadic, weird kind of things that are going on. Because there's been so many times the last couple of games, just like, what are you doing? It's kind of like when Giannis takes the three. I'm just like, what are you doing? Like, stop.
Yeah.
And like, I feel like with Kuzma, like, drive to the hole, but act like you've been there before. I don't want to be an asshole, but you know what I mean? Like, it's just, he gets there and I'm just like, okay, what was that? Like, why did the ball go out of bounds? Or why did you run that guy over? Like, he stood there for 3 seconds before you got to him. Like, so, yeah, I just don't, that's a lot of money for someone who just doesn't scheme well with us right now.
And I agree with you. It's just that, like, I see what they were going for, I think.
Of course,
I see what they were going for. He's supposed to be like a Giannis light, right? Like, he's supposed to be like, you can play that 3-4
He's
when Giannis
6'9".
needs a breather, and you can
He can shoot a three, but
and he can shoot from the outside when Giannis is in with him. Like I see what they were trying to do. It's just he's not doing it.
younger than Middleton, $10 million less than Middleton a year. So it all made sense when I came through.
I mean, he's not
I
the
just
shooter
don't-
Middleton was, but you didn't.
No.
He's good enough, right? Like you had other guys who were going
he was
off.
abandoned in Washington for 4 years as well. So again, I don't want to give excuses, but that is a really hard place to have any motivation. So
Yeah, that's true.
ask Bradley Beal.
Yeah, right. Although his stint in Phoenix isn't really.
That
doing
is
much
worse
either,
than the
but-
Bucks. That
Yeah.
at least we're not the Phoenix Suns.
Yeah, amen to that.
That is
But-
a shit show.
I think, I think Doc's got to go. I think they needed. I think the Bucks need a new coach, man.
I
This-
do too, but I think if anything, it'll be a mid-season firing. It's not going to be.
Did you see that he was like? I didn't see this, but I was hearing him talk on the radio that Doc, after like a timeout for an out of bounds play late in the game, he was like physically walking the players to where they're supposed to be on the court, like
Yes,
before this.
I saw that.
And I'm
The
like,
defensive
dude,
specialist?
that's like, are you kidding me?
That's
Like
rec.
that's
That's
grade
rec.
school
Rec
shit.
ball.
Exactly. And you like, I heard that. I'm like, he did
I went to
not.
basketball camp Monday through Friday.
I thought they were just I
It's
thought
10 a.m. at the
I thought
Lincoln
they were just-
Elementary, you know.
I thought they were just making fun of him, like just for being silly Doc stuff. I'm like, he didn't do that, and I'm like, oh, what? He legitimately did that with NBA players.
Yeah. Well, I think that was the defensive coach that's on the team,
So-
not actual Doc who put him out there.
Dude,
But still, they're professionals.
just explain it to him. Write it on the little thing. They'll get it. They know what the thing looks like. They know what a basketball
See the little
court looks like.
corner? That's where you're going. You're going to go on the other side right here. You know,
That's just not acceptable. Like that's just and if it were just that by itself, it's just like, oh, how silly is that? Come on, guys, what is this, amateur hour? Get your shit together, and you don't think about it again. But it's this after like 2 years of middling play and disappointing results and constant like this, that, the other thing. Like, look, no, this is just the Clippers again. He's just doing what he did with the Clippers. The only reason I should probably back off, but like, I'm gonna say it anyway. I mean, it seems like the only reason he even won in Boston is because the force of will of a man like Kevin Garnett with the like supporting cast of Ray Allen, Paul Pierce, and Rajon Rondo. That's the only way
you got Big Perk on the bench, and you got a bunch of people around that
right?
team.
Like, yeah, exactly. And then a bunch of awesome role players. It took that for Doc to win a championship.
And right away.
It-
He didn't coach very long before he won, right? It was that first year, second year, maybe?
Yeah, I think it was the second year. And it was like, bam, they won. Like, oh, gee, go figure. And then they just kept trying to do the same thing over and over again with different teams, and it never worked because nobody's Kevin Garnett. Sorry, nobody's Ray Allen. Like, you're not gonna have. I gotta stop, or I'm just gonna.
So
hurt
what Jason's
myself,
saying is
but-
he wants Doc to leave, but unfortunately it probably won't be happening.
Yeah.
Because they're just not going to do it right now.
Yeah, and why would, like, honestly, what's the point? Like, this roster's pretty boned, honestly. Like, the money's in the wrong spot. Oh, look at Pat Connaughton's making $9 million a year, and you didn't play him fucking 12 minutes in
But
the play.
again, there's $9 million off the table. Was he a free agent though? I don't even know.
He's got another year left.
He does. Okay.
Yeah, Portis, Connaughton, Kevin Porter Jr. is making $2.5 million. That seems like a deal. He could probably renegotiate that.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then their rookies. There's nothing here. Like, their starting lineup is Lillard. No, it's not. It's Antetokounmpo, Kuzma, Portis, and Kevin Porter Jr. Like, Gary Trent Jr. is gone, so what are they going to start? Gone. Kevin Porter Jr.? Are you going to start 33-year-old Pat Connaughton? AJ Green, let's go. Like,
maybe. Yeah, it's going to be very interesting.
Let's see what they get.
I'm glad we get a break from them. Because they're frustrating right now, those Milwaukee Bucks.
Mm-hmm. So we'll revisit these guys when they get to the draft.
Yeah.
See who they get, where they can fill these holes, what they do. I don't think they're going to re-sign Lopez. We'll see if they re-sign Trent or Prince or Sims. See what they keep together out of that. What's left of that core. So that's the Bucks. Bon voyage. Until next time.
See you when I see you.
So before we get into that baseball thing, let's take a look at this hockey thing. We gotta talk some hockey. We got some
professional hockey.
Milwaukee Admirals going on.
Wisconsin style. Yeah.
Closing out the regular season in dominant fashion, winning 6 straight games and locking up their second consecutive Central Division title. That Admirals hockey, dude.
Yeah, it is.
It's typically pretty good. Undefeated so far. Did they maintain their undefeated streak through April? I did not look. They were.
They did.
Okay. Undefeated through April. Let's see. Had back-to-back wins in Texas. Went into Des Moines and won. 38 saves and a 5-0 win. Strong. Matt Murray apparently is their goalie.
Yeah.
Big good. Shutout win. 5-0 and 38 saves. That's like yeah. Like that's a great you hear an NHL guy doing that, you're like, damn. Okay.
Yeah, it's domination.
Mm-hmm. Let's see, one in Chicago. I mean, I could go on and reading their results here, but like undefeated through the month of April, and then winning in Chicago 5-0 to end the season.
And Kyle Taylor, I mean, shout out to him too. He's now the winningest coach in Milwaukee AHL history with 243 career wins, which is pretty sweet.
Yeah, that's.
And I mean,
yeah, who needs an NHL team? We got the Admirals, yo. Who cares?
Oh yeah, they're good and a real bargain for sure. Than compared to having an NHL team. So
sure,
there is drawbacks to having that NHL team is when you can't afford it. Plus, you can afford. So yeah, they had 91 points, like you said, back-to-back Central Division title winners. And they're going to be playing the Rockford Ice Hogs.
Yes, I see that.
Those semifinals. So, which I can't. That game is going to be coming soon here.
It's in Milwaukee.
Oh yeah, that's right. Tomorrow night.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Tomorrow night,
and
7
Sunday
p.m.
The first 2 games. Yep. I bet you my cousin will be there.
It's a 5-game series.
Season ticket holder. So yeah, that'd be great. So tune in. You can watch these on AHL TV. I've had a subscription before, so take a look at that as well. You can watch it. I think subscriptions right now are probably like, I don't know, a couple bucks for a game or $8 for the month or something like that. So if you're into hockey and you want to see some Milwaukee or Wisconsin pro sports, this is the way to do it. Check it out because it's going to go away again until October.
Yeah, apparently the Flow Sports app is another way that you can watch.
Oh, yeah. Flow Hockey, yep.
The Admirals going in the Central Division semifinals. There, I see that the AHL has a really robust playoff system. I'm a pretty big fan of that. Like, it looks like they do division matchups before they get brackets. Oh, that's fun. Anyway, I could go on about I love tournaments and brackets and that kind of thing. So we'll be cheering on the Admirals this weekend.
Oh, yeah.
This week. Sorry.
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow,
2 days
indeed.
from now.
Mm-hmm.
Friday and Sunday, folks.
No, it's the 1st. It did not be tomorrow.
Oh, you're right.
Sunday.
Tomorrow. This is tomorrow and Saturday, then, correct?
I don't know anymore.
May 1st to May 3rd, yeah. That's what it is.
Yes, Thursday and Saturday. A couple games in Milwaukee. If you're down there, go watch a playoff game. I'm sure it's awesome. Cheer for the Admirals.
Mm-hmm.
Get it going.
Go ahead.
So that's the Admirals. What's all the other sports? Oh, yeah. Baseball.
Jason's favorite.
My favorite. Obviously, I am the greatest baseball fan. The greatest of them all. Wish we had better news for you. The Brewers did go on to...
It's like the same damn crap every time we talk. It's like they're 500 again, and they're 500 again, and they're 500 again. So, yeah.
Yep. They dropped those last 2 games in the series against the Giants. Lost that series. And they lose
4 straight losses, technically.
Yeah. They did win that 3rd game against the Cardinals to only lose that game, the series 1-2. But they did whoop the White Sox last night, and
they won tonight too.
Okay, it says live, but I figured it ended recently. Yeah,
6-4.
So.
But again, the White Sox are god awful, so you got to win those games. But again, it's not a true test.
No,
in any shape of that word, because it's they're bad. They're just bad.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's like when they won that series against the A's, and then that 14-1 win. Like, okay, but they shouldn't have got that 3-1 loss either, because the A's are trash. So
yeah,
it's not even their fault. I mean,
no.
Say the Brewers lose this one against the White Sox tomorrow, like, that's not good.
No,
especially coming off that tough series loss against the Giants. It was close. Like, both those losses there were close. And then losing that series to the Cardinals, which, again, 2 close losses. They lost those 4 games by a combined 5 runs. So that's as close as you get. Okay, you beat the Cardinals. Now let's put the wood to
right now. So
put the wood to the White Sox. Get them out of the way.
Put the wood to all the Chicago teams.
Well, and the Cubs looking more and more like the Cubs. So that's right on schedule. The Cubs are being the Cubs. I didn't have the standings up. That's on me.
We're second right now. We're 2 games behind them.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, and so that's a chance to even that out. Really like to see a win tomorrow.
Yeah, who do we got on the hill tomorrow? I didn't even look. Chad Patrick we got. Chad Patrick's been looking up pretty good. I know he has a 1-2 record, but a 2.45 ERA is pretty great.
Yeah, anything under 3 will work out. 3-game series against Chicago Cubs after finishing off the White Sox, and then driving down to Houston for a 3-game series. Or I'm sorry, at home against Houston for a 3-game series. My mistake. And then flying down to Tampa and into Cleveland. So
another road trip.
Yep. So a couple tests. You gotta try to win that series against Chicago because division, and they're the Cubs. Houston, they're always going to give you a run. I think even if they go 1-2 in that series, it's early enough to not be too concerned. But then you got to see strong showings against Tampa and Cleveland, I think, after that.
You gotta.
It's just, I know baseball is a long season and a lot of up and downs, right? But there's 2 factors at play like one is the Brewers had that really rough start and they're hovering around 500. So you want to see momentum upswings to build upon, right? Like support at lower levels so it can build upon that. So you want to really pay attention to these like early mid-season series. But also like it's the Brewers. And this always seems to happen. And they always seem to like not underperform necessarily, but they don't overperform when you really need them to, right? Like it's just like a Brewers thing that happens. Yeah. Even when they went to that NLCS with Yelich, it didn't seem real, right? Like I was like, I can't believe this. The Brewers. Look at you guys.
I thought you were gonna say 2011 when like Braun and Fielder, that when they went against the Cardinals in the NLCS. I was like, oh, here we go. What's going on here?
Mm-hmm.
And then got blown out. I went to game 2, and I think Pujols hit 3 home runs in the first 3 innings, and they were like a 3-run bomb, a grand slam, and a 2-run shot. And I was like, oh my god, I paid all this money to watch Pujols take batting practice at Miller Park time. So, but yeah, like you're exactly right. I mean, it's been my whole life. This is how Brewers' life is, unfortunately, and we live with it because, again,
it's
the baseball's a little different. Yeah, it's your home team, and baseball's built differently, you know. With money's can be pushed around in different areas, and some teams just don't have enough to compete. Not that you need that to win. Don't get me wrong. There's been plenty of teams who haven't had a big payroll who's won it all. But it'd be nice to have more money, to have some of these signings. So when you win the division, 6 out of the last 7 times or whatever it is, it's kind of like that's, I don't want to say the goal every year, but like to me that's a winning season. Obviously, it's just I want to get over the hump where I feel confidence just once that we can go all the way to World Series and win it, and that's not gonna happen. And not this year, but. Like you said, it's just it's the Brewers' way, unfortunately. I don't like it.
Yeah. Well, I wonder if it's fair to say that with baseball, because money plays so much a bigger part of it, that different teams have different standards for a successful season. So,
sure.
You know what I mean? Like the Dodgers and the Yankees and these teams, like if they're not making league
Cubs,
championship
the Red
series,
Sox, all those big names, yeah.
Whereas like the Royals, the Brewers, like although the Royals maybe not a great example because they've won recently, but
and they've
the
been
Brewers, the Rockies, like these smaller teams, like.
Tampa Bay Rays, I can name a couple.
Marlins,
the Athletics.
They're almost like mid-major teams. They're almost like quadruple A, and a lot of these young players go through those teams to get to the bigger franchises.
Which I like that. I like that we like to grow our farm. Players and bring them up all the way to the majors. We do that a lot more than other teams, which is kind of cool to see them come from being drafted to play for us. But that's a rarity.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have that. So yeah, it's tough.
Well, that's baseball, though. That's baseball. Like as I've learned, it's just part of being a baseball fan. Is if you're a fan of a team, like that comes along with it. You're a Royals fan, like you don't get PO'd because your team doesn't spend money. You just understand that that's how the team is. That's the team.
You win with what you have.
Mm-hmm.
Well, at least we're not the Rockies.
Fair.
They're so bad.
They've never been good. Like, I think they had a couple good years.
That's the thing. They have no farm system, and they brought their GM in 2021, and I think he's lost He's lost 90 games in the first season, 90 games in the second season, 100 games in the third season. So again, why do you have what is going on there? Who's running that show? I'm glad I'm not a Rockies fan because that'd be so frustrating. Where you just feel like, what are we doing? We're not doing anything. And this is baseball. You can tank, but you're not gonna. It's hard to get like an impact player that's gonna be Ohtani or something like that. That's gonna change it, flip it all around. It's not happening.
Yeah, there's no value in tanking in baseball like there is in basketball.
Most other sports.
Yeah. So we'll keep an eye on the Brewers. Should get some wins coming up. These are some favorable series.
We're 31 games in, guys.
Yeah, 20% of the way through the season. Yeah. Hi.
Man.
Only 6 more years to go. All right. So some winnable series coming up, especially this one against the Cubs. Only down 2 games to them in the Central Division. So a real opportunity to take the lead and build upon that and get something to build upon going forward. Momentum, all that. Keep that pitching going. Keep those games close. Losing those close games is, in this case, I think, heart like that's good.
Yeah, come to AmFam and tell Craig Counsell how you feel this weekend.
Yes, sir.
He misses hearing your voice.
Yeah, I'm sure he does. Getting worse results with the Cubs. All right, so that's sports. I think we even got AHL in there. Look at us, dude.
AHL, baby. Hopefully next week we'll talk about some more because that series will still be going. So
yes, sir. There'll be a couple games in. Mm-hmm. So we love that. What else is there outside of sports? I guess you could go to broforever.com. Get yourself a coffee mug or T-shirt. Some new shirts up there. You could go to YouTube. If you're listening to this, you go to YouTube.
See our faces and be like, holy shit, that's what those guys look like.
Yep.
Back to Spotify.
Yes.
Back to Apple.
And for those of you,
ways to go.
If there's those of you made it all the way through this and can't stand our faces anymore, you can just go right to
my puke bucket is full.
Yeah.
Well, then go back.
Head over to Spotify.
Sorry.
Audible, I think we're on as well, maybe. If not, let us know.
Apple,
I'll make sure we are.
Yeah.
We should be everywhere. We should be everywhere. If you find a spot we are not, let me know and we'll make it happen. And you can do so by hitting us up on our Bluesky. We post on there whenever a new episode comes out. So stay there for updates. You can email us at SSB at broforever.com. Yes, it's in the ticker down there. Like and subscribe.
I can't see it, but I assume it's there.
Like and subscribe if you want more. And we're on Facebook. Don't forget the Facebook.
Yep. Check it out.
So check everything out. Thank you very much
if you missed something or you want us something to talk about, let us know that too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Let us know how you feel in the comments below.
Especially if there's some hidden sport we're missing in Wisconsin. Maybe there's something someone wants us to talk about. That'd be kind of cool to learn something new or do research. Some Northwoods baseball team I don't know about, or I don't know.
Curling or something. I hear that's popular.
Yeah.
Maybe Olympics is more for that, Winter Olympics.
Yeah.
Which I think is next year, so maybe we'll take a look at that.
2026.
So that's Wisconsin sports. Thanks, everybody, for listening. We love you very much. Stay cozy. Drive safe. Always have your pets spayed or neutered.
Ooh, Bob Barker's here.
Good night, everybody.
Take care, everyone. See you next time.
Au revoir.